Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. How are you guys?
Good,
Feeling
can't
very
complain.
Yeah. Also, welcome back, fans. Another episode today. Couldn't even tell you what number we're on.
I think we're on 12 or
Really
13.
pushing. Yeah, we're really pushing these out for you, and I hope you guys are seeing that. So, yeah. But good morning. I know I just got out of bed, literally, not even 5 minutes ago. I apologize, but I'm here. I made it. That was the goal. Is I made it. I made it. Well, I had a question I wanted to know real quick. Since it is Friday. Has anyone seen any good movies recently? Obviously, we've probably seen some not okay ones, but any ones that are on the top of your mind?
Last night I watched Shaun of the Dead finally.
It's so good.
It was very funny. It was also funny because I'm a fan of Night of the Living Dead, and there's a lot of jokes to that with like Sean's mom being named Barbara and then them stealing lines from it. So I thought it was a very clever movie. That's my most recent watch.
I watched a movie called Hard Candy. It was it's a weird one. It's got Elliot Page before the transition.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, but and then it also has Patrick Wilson from The Conjuring. It was just a weird ass movie, man. Like it was kind of uncomfortable to watch in some aspects, or not some aspects, some scenes. It was very uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched that almost a full week ago now. It was
Why
weird
you,
as hell.
Miles?
I'm obviously watching Young Justice still, and I'm almost done with this last season they have out. I have like 10 episodes left, I'm pretty sure. And I'm rewatching the original trilogy of Star Wars, and then just going to work my way up to the sequels.
Nice. I have not really
Have you
watched
watched
any
it?
movies this week. It's
Yeah.
mainly been TV shows. I've caught up on Rick and Morty. Chainsaw Man's been
Fire.
crazy.
Fuck yeah.
And you and Garrett have been watching
Little
Spectacular Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we haven't been watching it. It's just kind of on in the background. Like right now, we're on the part where
We just
he
were on the Sinister Six.
yeah,
And
well,
the
he
symbiote
beat the Sinister Six up in his sleep because the symbiote suit takes over his body, and then that like Eddie Brock's being a dickhead, so he's gonna get the suit soon. And like for some reason, Peter's really jacked in the Spectacular Spider-Man, like kind of unnaturally jacked. But it
It's
kind of
not
makes
even, like,
sense because his
He's just
his character should look like that with the amount of webs he's like flinging and the amount of arm control. Yeah, he should definitely look like that. But it just caught me off guard. It looked weird as hell. It looked weird as shit.
especially with his
But yeah, Chains.
Chainsaw Man, bro.
Oh, I was just gonna say like we don't talk about anime on here. I
We should, though.
I feel in my soul that I should talk about another anime first, but Chainsaw Man is just too damn good.
It's on my
If
list.
you're watching this and you like Chainsaw or like anime, go watch Chainsaw Man. I'm an avid
It's
lover of
peak.
anime, but it takes me a lot to want to watch like fighting anime. I'm a big
Certain
slice of life guy. But yeah,
But
that's
Chainsaw
insane.
Man's something else, bro.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man's great. It's the one anime that I've actually watched week by week and wanted to keep.
Damn.
I know.
Matthew, you're
I'm
caught up
usually
on
a
Rick
binge
and Morty?
Yeah.
Like the last two episodes that came out?
Yeah, I watched them yesterday.
Those are like top 3 of the season.
Dude, I
Rick
was
and
so
Morty?
caught off guard with
Yeah.
that second one, bro.
Dude, the first
the
one, that
Jerry
one got me because
episode?
it was just so meta.
The Jerry episode,
Damn.
bro.
Yeah, that one was
Oh my
funny.
god.
That's a show I want to catch up on, but that's just. I feel
6
like
seasons, bro.
either one, I would just give up halfway through watching it because I would just get distracted, or two, like if I wasn't really rocking with it, I would just turn it off. But I want to catch up on it.
It's
Pretty
one of
easy
those
'cause it's
shows
like
where it
10
just
episodes
catches your
each season.
interest. Yeah. And it's also just
Well,
one of those
I
shows
don't.
that
That's
you-
fair.
I don't want it to turn into one of those shows like Spectacular Spider-Man where I'm just watching that bitch in the background and not watching it.
Well, like the first
You want it to be
2
Saw Man.
seasons, you don't really have to pay attention
Yeah.
because there's no story. But once you get to season 3, it starts picking up with more story-based episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
We can share screens on here, right?
Yeah.
And you'd be able to hear my audio.
Yeah.
I wanted to pull something. I wanted to pull something up because I thought it was interesting me, and I think it would be extremely funny. Where am I at?
Okay, well, he's talking about this. Bro, My Hero Season 6 has been fire.
No spoilers yet.
Dude,
I almost cried yesterday watching the latest episode.
I know
I
you did
binged
because
it, though, so don't spoil.
I literally he came into my room yesterday and I was playing COD and I was making a joke about a certain character and he just looks at me like I told the truth and I'm like, are you being serious? He's like, insert whatever here. I'm like, damn, that's tragic.
All right.
Oh, not the '90s show trailer.
Yes, bro.
No,
Yes.
get out of
Yes,
here.
we're watching. No, we're watching this. How do I? Wait. So if I could just play it through here, can I go back to Discord, or do I have to watch it through my screen for it to be full screen the whole time?
I think. Well,
have
you
to
can.
watch it
I
through
think
your
you can
screen
go.
as
You
well.
can go back through Discord. I'm pretty sure.
No, he has to
I don't know
listen
how.
to it.
Yeah. Can you
Just
guys hear
seeing
it
what
though?
he's
Unless he
seeing.
has more than one
No, I can't.
screen,
Well, I
yeah.
can't see it. So
You can't see it? Did you not? Well, I shared my screen. Did I do it wrong?
No, you did it right.
I see it.
am I just dumb? Oh, there we go. I got it.
Okay.
Put that bitch on full.
I want. I'm about to. I'm playing it right now.
Was he not aged?
I know he looks great still.
Okay, kids, the basement is all yours.
Lights on, shirts on, and no dancing.
No dancing. You're like the guy from Footloose.
My one gripe already, just based off of this, because I've already seen the trailer before, is they're gonna try and add these 70s and 80s clips, and it's not gonna work.
Oh, 100%.
Which I want it to work so bad because I actually have high hope for this show.
No dancing,
But
guys.
that Footloose joke, I freaked at it every time.
Foot goes in their ass.
Yeah, it's not the best.
Sweet man.
I think we should just say, whoa.
Get out.
See you soon.
Get out.
Don't be a stranger.
Get out.
Extra icing.
That was mine.
We never locked the sliding door.
We do now.
Hello, Wisconsin!
The 90s was such a top tier time for most people nowadays. Like, people are like, 90s are golden age. Like, if you weren't born in the 90s, blah, 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 you already know the whole spiel. So there's so much, like, potential content that they could take from this. And I know they could make the show well. And I was telling Thomas, I was saying, like, it's got to have time to breathe. We got to let it give some time to breathe. The first season might not be great, but in that trailer wasn't the best. But the girl acts just like Eric Foreman. That one guy that looks like Kelso, even though he's not his son, he's from what's his name, like Matt Cornell or something like that from Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Don. I think he'll be pretty good just because he's a child actor, and I think he can play his role well. Literally just Kelso. Just watch the film, bro. I wanted to bring that up to you boys because am I the only one who thinks this show could have some potential?
I'm excited for it.
I have no
Just for
connection to
nostalgia.
that '70s show,
Apologize.
so I don't know.
Dude,
The problem is that it's going to come on to Netflix. It's going to be the top 10 for maybe a week, and then it's going to be distant off, and nobody's going to remember it exists. That's probably what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
you
Unfortunately,
think?
yeah, because
Every time a
it's a
season
Netflix
comes out,
show,
it's gonna
dude.
get talked about. But reboots like that, like if you take Fuller House, it's popular for I don't know a week or two, and
Yeah,
then
the
it's
season it
it's
comes
gone
out.
till the next
No,
season.
I feel like Fuller House was popular for a couple years. Like the first
Yeah,
three
yeah.
seasons,
But it was
like the
people were
every
first
liking
time
it.
they came out, and then no one talked about it.
Yeah, I guess I get what you mean, but I feel like if they really come out and make this first season really quippy, and really put effort into making it just like the '70s show were, where they didn't try and act on any other generations, they just acted on their own, right? And then just used the things around them. Because like Wisconsin, they don't have a lot of diversity. Just from what I've heard, I'm not saying that's true. That's from what I've heard. They don't have a lot of diversity, so it was kind of weird when you see Fez. But now it's like we're seeing more people. I like it. I
Mhm.
can understand. I appreciate the sentiment to want to add more POCs, but I feel like it's gonna sound weird no matter how I say it. But it just seems weird that that many like diverse people live in this small town in Wisconsin. That's all I'm saying. Obviously, it doesn't matter because that's how it is in the script, and it's not going to change. That's how it was written.
Mhm.
But I feel like that might also be some people's like thing. Is like, okay, these
Right.
people don't actually know each other. Yeah, exactly. I'm excited, but I just hope, yeah. That's. I could probably talk about it a little bit more because I watched it 3 times because I was really excited about it because I love that 70 show and I was really excited about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's rough because again, you're gonna get those people who love that '70s show and gatekeep it, and so they're gonna be like, "Oh, there's nothing else a part of that '70s show. This new stuff is garbage or whatever." It's just really weird. That's what's gonna happen though, is that people are gonna gatekeep it, and it's probably not gonna get a second season because of it.
Oh, man.
But
Well, I
what's
guess we have to get to the first
crazy
one
about it
first.
is like there's a 20-year time gap between that 70 show and that 90 show, and there's like a 20-year time gap between the real time periods.
Hmm.
Which makes it
It's
which makes it fun
weird.
because then it like age like actually how they would in the show,
Yeah.
not just
Yeah,
that. I think that's pretty
yeah.
cool.
I just think it's
It's
like
pretty
it's a weird
genius.
fad that's going on each streaming service. Is they're just trying to revive these old comedies, like
Yeah.
Paramount with iCarly, Hulu with How I Met Your Mother, Netflix with Full House, that '70s show, and like 9 times out of 10, they're ass.
And I think they're ass for 3 reasons, honestly. One, like even if the writing was above subpar, you compare it to anything that was like big before and like people enjoyed, they're gonna hate on it. So
It's
I
that
think that's why like
nostalgia.
exactly. Well, they brought the original writers back for this, and I was reading some of the comments. Most people were excited, but I did see a couple people that were like, they need to get new
Um.
writers. And it's like
Yeah.
these are the same writers that did the first show, you know? But I think like some shows like that new Fresh Prince of Bel Air show, that show was popping off. People really
Yeah,
like that show. And I think that's because they added that newer adult element. We're like
And it's more
we're like
dramatic than the
iCarly
comedic version.
iCarly tried yeah, and iCarly tried to appeal to the audience it already had, but all of them are all super older. So it's like I'm only 19. Carly's like 26 in the show. I can only relate so much. I'm like, I don't have a mortgage. But like that 90 show, I feel like is going to relate to a lot of the kids that watch that 70 show because we are around their same age and stuff.
right.
And as long as the writers can do as well as they did in the 70 show, I think it has potential. And as long as Netflix does not fuck it up, we could be good. This is the only reason I might keep my Netflix subscription. That and Stranger Things season 5.
Yeah.
Because I haven't even finished Cobra Kai yet. Like Netflix is falling off my fucking radar so hard.
Well, it's because every time they
And then they
release
do
a show, it's like butt cheeks.
well, and then like for 3-4 months, they'll add on brand new movies, and they're just
Mhm.
it's like okay, I get to watch this movie. I haven't seen this movie in years. Once you get past all those ones, I'm not doing anything.
They're adding Prisoners and Bullet Train this month to Netflix.
Ooh.
But isn't Bullet Train already on HBO Max? How did they get the licensing for that?
Is it on HBO Max?
Maybe.
I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't opened HBO Max in a couple days.
Thought so.
How do you watch
All
Rick
right.
and Morty then,
Anyways,
Ben?
my bad about my
What?
little tangent,
How do
boys.
I said, how do you watch Rick and Morty then, Ben?
By very legal streaming websites.
Very legal.
Very legal.
Did you guys see that Zendaya and Tom Holland might be engaged?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they're
no, they
thinking about
aren't
getting
yet.
engaged and then
Yeah, and having
having
kids.
a couple kids.
That's wild. Well, I just saw this headline. Zendaya's mom subtly addressed viral rumors. Zendaya and Tom Holland are secretly engaged.
Congrats to
That's
them if it's
wild.
true. But it
Yeah,
sucks
It's
for
kind of
me.
insane.
true. Congrats.
Yeah.
Sucks
it's
for the rest
true-
of us.
If it's true, he's a lucky man.
He's a lucky
Very.
woman.
He's
Oh,
a lucky.
my bad. It's a Sony movie, not a Warner Brothers movie. My bad. I thought I saw an ad for it that it was going to be on HBO Max.
Wow. Sony
Alright,
made an
Matthew, what
actually
news do you
good
actually
movie?
have?
Uh,
What?
It's rare. Sony
Yeah, like once in a
Sony is like
millennia.
the most mid production company of all time.
It's
But
all
Ben,
hit
they're
or miss. They
producing
either give you
your
some
favorite
good content
Spider-Man.
or some shitters.
Look, they make a handful of good Spider-Man movies. Everything else is shit. Everything else is mid. Uncharted
I
is
can't
mid.
really think of like what else. Yeah, Uncharted. What else have they come
I
out
don't
with?
know. Compared to some of the other 2022 releases, Uncharted is above mid at this point. I think we can all agree on that.
No,
Oh, I can't.
I would say it
From
I
what
stays
can't
the
I've
wait for
seen-
same.
Bones and all,
Uncharted-
bro.
Uncharted is better than Lightyear. We can all agree that Uncharted is better than Lightyear.
No,
I feel like we can.
I fell asleep during Uncharted. I didn't fall asleep during Lightyear.
I don't know if it's better than Lightyear, but I think I'd want to rewatch Uncharted more just because Uncharted is more fun. But I think Lightyear is a better story.
I
Sony
think-
did come out with a movie I really want to see this year.
What?
Morbius.
The Invitation.
Oh,
that was
I've heard
Sony?
people talk about
Yeah. Apparently. So is Lyle Lyle Crocodile.
Yeah, but
No,
nobody wants to
Of course
watch
it
that.
is.
that. Shut up about Lyle Lyle Crocodile.
No, let the kids go have their fun. The kids need to have a movie
Yes,
too.
Ben.
You know what? You want your kids
Yeah,
going
Ben.
and watching Bullet Train at 7 years old?
Yeah, because then they'd be badass.
That's what Spider-Verse
Lyle-
is for.
Lyle Crocodile has to be made, Ben.
Dude, yeah.
Or
it's
the
for the kids.
children.
But he doesn't talk. He only sings.
Yeah,
That's genius.
that'd be a little annoying.
And it's
That
Shawn,
is genius.
What is Shawn Mendes doing?
Shawn
Also,
Mendes is making a bag. Is what
You
he's
think it's
doing.
funny
Bro,
that
what do
like
you mean?
last year at this
Sony made
time,
Hotel Transylvania.
Camila Cabello's Cinderella came out and it was ass, and then at this time, Lyle Lyle Crocodile came out and it's ass.
Is it ass? Did it come out? I
Yeah.
thought it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Came out like a
it
month and a
came
half
out a
ago.
while ago.
now.
Oh, then I take back everything I said. I didn't even know it released.
Also, screw the Oscars for giving a fan vote for the Cinderella movie.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
the Cinderella got a fan
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah,
The
it was up
Cinderella-
there. It was up there with Zack Snyder's Justice League, No Way Home, one other, and then Cinderella. Oh, Army of the
Cinderella.
Dead. Zack Snyder fans won.
Dude. Have you guys
What?
watched Searching?
so.
What?
Have you watched what?
Have you guys watched Searching?
I don't think so.
Searching?
Oh, is that the
Yeah,
one with
it's a-
what's his nuts? The guy from The Walking Dead?
I,
Or is that the
I
guy
don't
from
know, but it takes place all in a computer.
Oh yeah, with John Cho.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not the
Yeah,
guys I'm thinking
yeah.
of then.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
that
I'm
movie
Cowboy
was
Bebop.
crazy. No, but bro, that movie was crazy, and it's Sony movie.
Yeah, and it's getting a sequel, which is weird because the whole movie takes place on a computer monitor and FaceTime.
Yeah, yeah, about a girl like.
That's the
It's
third time
crazy.
they've done that movie.
Yeah, but apparently it's the best. It's on my list.
Damn.
Yeah, it's.
I've
pretty
seen the other
interesting.
ones. Like there's one called Host and like Unfriended in both their sequels. The
Oh
first
no,
one's
it's not
okay.
like it's not like that. It's
No, I
not
know,
like
but
that,
that
Miles.
the concept of saying it takes place through a Zoom call or like a FaceTime call, that's pretty much what Host and
Yeah.
Unfriended was. Like the entire
Yeah.
Dude,
point
that
of
scene in-
Unfriended was literally just them on a Skype call talking to a hacker and like if you don't do these things, you're gonna die.
Bro, that scene in Unfriended when Homeboy stuck his hand in a blender.
Oh my god.
And then his whole. I
It
was watching, bro.
traumatized me.
I didn't know what the movie was about, and the fact that that's one of the first kills, I was like, oh, fuck.
Bro, that
That was-
traumatized
and I don't-
me.
Horror. I can't do horror, so I sat through that whole thing, and I was a little traumatized after.
Understandably.
Oh, I watched Don't Worry, Darling as well. I forgot to mention.
Ugh, gross.
Waste of my fucking time.
All right, I'm gonna tell you what I thought of it, and you tell me if you agree. It's a bunch of good ideas for a story that aren't glued together well.
I agree. I'd also like to say that so story could have been she could have finished her whole entire freak out journey thing in like 30 minutes. Spoilers alert! Spoilers alert! If you do not want to be spoiled, move past this, and we'll put a little time card saying when to go. the fact that are you two? Oh yeah, Matthew wants to watch it as well. The fact that she sits there and these fucking shit happen to her, and there's blood splatter, and her fucking homie like dies in the mirror, and all this other crazy shit's happening, and then she just falls asleep and wakes back up, just right there. She just passes out.
Yeah.
I don't like how Olivia. Who wrote the movie? Was it Olivia Wilde as well or no?
Yeah.
The fact that she wrote it like that to
She
like
didn't write it.
yeah, it's the ass. I said, did she write it?
I like
I
to
know she
direct
directed
it.
it.
No, she
No,
just directed it.
Oh, if I said directed, I'm sorry, I meant right. But yeah, whoever wrote it, I don't understand that. Like Jeremy says in class, we're the god of our script, and he's just fixing her problem right there by just saying she passed out.
Mhm.
I don't know. And the ending was ass. Sorry, Matthew, you're good.
Did you
Yeah.
like Harry Styles' acting though?
Fuck no, not even close.
See, I don't think he was that bad. I don't think he was amazing, but I think he got overhated.
I don't think he was terrible. I think he was bad, but I'm also thinking in my mind like Shia LaBeouf could play that character 10 times more. So maybe that's why in my mind.
Fuck Shia LaBeouf.
No, Shia LaBeouf would have killed that role.
No,
Shia LaBeouf is a great actor. Don't say that.
he's a bad person.
We're all bad people. We've all done some very shitty things.
I am not Shia LaBeouf.
As long as you do not follow the things of Kanye West, you're literally fine. Okay, Shia did some really bad shit when he was younger, but so did Kevin Spacey. And American Beauty is a great movie.
Tim Allen did some really shitty stuff when he was younger too.
And he made Home Improvement.
And the Santa Claus movies.
Which the show just came out.
I know. I plan on watching it.
Oh, the Santa Clauses.
Yeah.
I saw that on. The other day I was watching Prep and Landing on Disney Plus, and I was like, I was like, I remember how good this short was. I wish they made it into a full length feature. It'd have been awesome.
Garrett, there was just an
Sorry, we
upset
kind of
in the World Cup.
strayed away from the news there.
Matthew, what do you got for news?
So there's not really a lot of news, but here's the main points. Ang Lee is directing his son as Bruce Lee in a new movie. Finn Wolfhard is starring in Jesse Eisenberg's directorial debut with When You're
Interesting.
Finished Saving the World, which the
I
trailer's
saw that
out.
trailer.
Yesterday we got Guardians 3 trailer, Indiana Jones, and Transformers Rise of the Beast. And then the day before that we got Cocaine Bear and Super Mario Bros.
Okay, Bear.
And then
Super Mario.
Cocaine Bear.
Babylon got a new trailer. And then
Swear to God.
Idris Elba's new movie Luther got got some images some exclusive images posted yesterday or the other day, whenever it
Damn.
was.
Talk about not a lot of
Yeah.
movie news, Matthew. That's a shit ton.
Well,
lot
it's
of
mainly
trailers.
trailers. Yeah, it's 6 trailers.
Dude, that's 6 trailers, and we've watched probably all of them.
I have,
I
except
can't-
for Babylon.
I haven't watched.
If
Yeah,
I
I haven't
pulled
watched the When You're Finished Saving the World one either.
Yeah, I was gonna pull up 2 trailers, but you think we'd get copyrighted?
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Probably.
Fuck.
We got
'Cause I
to
wanted to-
look more into how to react to things without getting
Okay.
copyrighted.
Well, I wanted to watch that new Finn Wolfhard trailer. I seen it, but I assume you guys didn't. I wanted to watch that together.
Have you guys heard the early reactions
Or-
to Babylon?
Well, can we?
No, I have
You
not.
want? You guys want? We can watch it off screen and cut it out. The part, if you wanted to watch it and talk about it.
I'm fine with that.
Would that work?
I would
Yeah.
assume so.
Okay.
So why not?
Because I wanted. All right. But what were you talking about? You got just add this part back in where you're talking about Babylon.
Have you seen the early reactions to Babylon?
I have not. Are they good?
It is split right down the middle. Some people say it's the worst movie of the year. Some people are saying it's the best of the movie of the year. But it's like 50-50 on each side.
Damn.
Wasn't it the
Really?
same
There's
way
no
for
one sitting in the middle.
Amsterdam though?
What?
Wasn't it the
DiGiorno.
same way for Amsterdam though?
No,
No,
everyone hates
Amsterdam.
Or am I
Yeah,
mistaken?
I heard it's. I looked back into it, and it's butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
For what movie?
Amsterdam.
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 No. I wanted that movie to be good. I wasn't gonna go watch it though. I'm not gonna.
I was planning on watching it. I might still watch it, but I probably won't watch it in theaters. I'll watch it on a streaming service or something.
I'm definitely gonna go watch Babylon in theaters though. I'm excited about that. I haven't seen a Toby movie that like it's gonna be not Spider-Man Toby in a while.
Because he hasn't acted in anything in a while.
He hasn't
Yeah,
I
acted
think
in
his
anything like
his
10 years
latest
now.
role, his latest role besides No Way Home, I think was Boss Baby.
And that was
no,
like 2018, right?
Yeah,
but that movie is fire for the kids.
Well, I thought about I've also before that he was in like the Pawn movie, right, about the chess guy, which was like 2013. I'm pretty sure 2013,
No,
2014.
I'm not familiar with it.
I don't
He
He
remember
was
the
was
movie
actually
title.
quiet.
A24.
Things after.
Yep,
like,
this is when you
2013.
finish saving the world. This is Jesse Eisenberg's new directorial debut. You guys ready?
Hey mom, can you drive me today?
She's still
I'm
so
ready to
hot.
go now.
Yeah, just give me like 5 seconds.
I love her.
Who wears their
Bro, who's-
watch like that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
People in the military.
By that logic, we should just occupy every country.
Yo, I agree with you, Lila.
Thank you, Ziggy. How do you agree with Lila?
Oh shit.
Excuse my brain for knowing what not to say. I know it'll get better with age.
This is the real Ziggy Cast.
Radio Rebel.
Thanks for tuning in. Mom! Did you open my door while I was shit? I'm sorry. Did you try to open the door while I was live streaming?
What's live streaming?
That's where I have 20,000 followers and I'm validated and I'm starred, which is terror hard to get.
Just make sure you don't play the blues.
What?
White people playing blues music is cultural appropriation.
I play classic folk rock with alternative influences.
I don't know what that means.
And then you called the police?
I called them.
You're in the right place, you're safe, and you'll have 2 beds for as long as you need.
He's my little knight in shining armor.
It's true, kids are just pure love, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are you doing?
Installing a red beacon light so people know when I'm live streaming.
And by people, you
I mean you.
Ziggy, you don't have to be interested in politics.
You think I'm stupid?
No, I didn't say that.
I brought you this hat, Kyle. It was my son's, but he no longer wears it.
I don't know what he wears anymore.
Most boys your age can't bring themselves to be kind.
Jesus, Ziggy!
And you can't help yourself. You're a special person.
Ziggy, are you happy?
I think so. Why are you asking me?
As I'm reading this article about teen suicide and it's highest in your age group.
Okay, thanks, Dad.
Mom's home.
When you were a little boy, you were my little ally. Your life was going to be happier. You were going to be one of the good ones. And then something switched in you. You stopped being interested in anything outside your own little world.
Sorry about that. Can you take me to school?
Are you ready to go right now?
I'm right here, dude.
Just
Sure,
a saying.
saving the world by music. I'm pretty sure, maybe.
No. It's a saying of
Not
like,
even
I know you're
close.
busy, so when you get done saving the world, the dude's
Yeah,
always
I've never
busy.
heard. I've never heard of that. So
Wow.
Really?
Are you white, bro?
no,
There's no way you're white and haven't heard that.
That
No.
looks pretty exciting. Hopefully
looks
that comes
good.
out next
Dude,
year.
okay.
Next few
When
months.
the dad was, are you happy? That shit killed me.
Yeah.
yeah, I see your little icon in the corner just laughing. I'm like, Ben,
Dude,
what
that
the
was
fuck?
fun. Are you happy? Why are you
Are
asking?
you happy?
'Cause
Well, no,
paper
what caught
says
me is
teen
at the
suicide.
beginning. When he was like, when she said, she was like, blah blah blah, and he's like, I agree with you, Isla. And he was like, right, Ziggy? Why do you agree with you? And he's like, damn it. Oh no, I don't know what to do here.
That was
It's gonna be-
hard.
If I had to take a guess, it's just gonna be another one of those coming of age films,
Probably.
Probably.
but it's
Kinda
gonna be
weird.
fun.
You know,
Julian
like
Moore looks good.
people's directorial debuts are usually like coming of age stories, like
Maybe,
Jonah
yeah,
Hill,
right.
Olivia Wilde,
Not
Jesse
Michael B.
Eisenberg,
Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
No,
No,
Michael B.
he's
Jordan was
Burnham.
Creed.
Yeah, my bad.
Bo
Is
Yeah,
that
Bo.
technically a coming of age story, Creed?
Well, if you
Kinda.
think about it,
There's
isn't the main
elements.
villain a child?
Well, no.
That like the entire point.
Well-
Jonathan Majors plays like a friend of his from his past.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but isn't his directorial debut the Creed 3, right? Not the
Yeah.
second one.
It's Creed.
Okay.
three.
Yeah. Creed
So it's not a
3
coming of age story at this
It
point.
is.
He's already into his character. Never mind.
hmm
Just realized that.
Never mind. Yeah. Who else is? I can't think of it anymore. I'm excited for that movie though. Looks
Much so.
Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore. Hopefully, she puts on a very good role, which she usually does. So
It looks like she's going to.
I hope.
Finn.
It's been a while since he's had a great role.
I think this will be his breakout until like. I think like not his breakout like Stranger Things.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
No,
that was good.
I think this movie might really push him.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
I think this movie is like his Timothy Chalamet's Call Me by Your Name. Like when that movie came out, everyone realized like, oh, he knows what he's doing on the screen. And he's doing that in certain things, I guess, but his character's kind of just a bitch. So he can't really.
He just slowly doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Did you say Finn Wolfhard reminds you of your brother?
Reminds me of my brother. Yes.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
Riley?
Matthew.
Like Ghostbusters Afterlife like started that, and that movie just like that trailer we just watched made it even more like prominent.
Yeah, based off how you talk about your brother, it kind of seems like it.
Oh man, that's the story of Miles.
But my brother's not a big Twitch streamer, so
I'm not either.
Miles would definitely be a streamer if he could.
No, I would.
I would.
I've tried it before. It's god awful.
I knew it.
What, Twitch streaming? That shit's hard.
I don't know how our friend Braden does that.
I'm yawning so much. I'm yawning so much.
Because you literally just
30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. All right, are we getting into the meat and potatoes of this podcast? Because I've been waiting for it. Oh,
too.
Garrett, real quick, the World Cup just had an upset.
Right now,
Portugal lost 2-1 to South Korea.
Live.
What? What does that mean for fucking soccer?
Means Ronaldo's dad.
Well, probably. I can see fucking why.
Way they lost.
Literally, like,
understandably,
20 minutes ago, Garrett.
Damn.
Portugal lost.
You hear that live, guys?
They're still in first in their group, but yeah.
Me and
I'm not even. So
it just reminded me of the BFF podcast. It's like Dixie has unfollowed Noah Beck.
Breaking news.
There's a football upset in the World Cup. What?
That shit's wild though. Okay, meat and potatoes time because I've been waiting.
I feel like me and Garrett are gonna fight on this.
I've been waiting so long.
What is the meat and potatoes? I'm confused.
Fucking Marvel in Hollywood.
No.
And
more like what is changing Hollywood? Because there's a lot of blame out there.
It's really like a lot of people in Hollywood right now are saying that Marvel is changing it because they're not portraying characters. There's just characters being like, and they're just filling the role. It's like, okay, this character's already been made. You can just play it. That whole thing, and like Quentin and Scorsese was basically saying they don't like the MCU because of that and other things, and then and then it became into a whole debacle, and then James Cameron said he didn't like it, but basically made a movie about superheroes, and then blah 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 blah. My main point is you guys already know I'm not a big superhero guy. I like them. I don't follow the movies well enough. I can't stand the MCU, and I can't stand it because I don't like how they're saying like we're coming out with fresh new content. Which it is fresh new content to the silver screen, but we've already seen it. Like the fact that you guys can go into movies already knowing the entire plot and still cry is amazing to me. Because for me, I can't watch a movie that I know everything about because I'm just gonna go watch it, right? There's no I have no connection to that. So I think that's where the MCU does really well is the fact that they can still draw emotion and stuff in their stories, but I think that's based upon the people playing the characters, and that's where I can't agree with Quentin and Scorsese that they're messing with with Hollywood. But I can agree with them that I feel like they're just filling the roles, and they're not trying to look for people that fit the roles. Not anymore. Not ever since Cap's casting, or maybe Black Panther. After those, I feel like they
after
just tell anyone they can act. Like, oh, you want to be in a Marvel movie? Here you go, fucking Sylvester Stallone.
Hold up, no, that was in like 2017.
See-
That was like right before
Yeah.
Infinity War came out.
That was also Black Panther. That's what I was saying. Like, I think after Chadwick Boseman, they haven't had like a casting where it's like, let's actually
What do you
cast
mean,
someone.
Garrett? Guardians 2 came out before Black Panther.
I'm confused.
Okay.
The point is he doesn't think there's good casting anymore in the MCU. Is what he's saying, Matthew.
No.
That's only what you just said.
I would disagree.
Oscar
No.
Isaac
Okay.
as Moon Knight, Fire.
Haley
But let me
Steinfeld
got
as
casted.
Hawkeye.
Okay.
Elena
They're
Belova,
good.
Florence Pugh.
Yeah,
They're good
Fire.
actors, right? They're all good actors, but they're not. I don't think. Then again, I don't know the MCU. I don't know superheroes well enough to know like like what they're supposed to look like and stuff. But what from like strips that Ben showed me, Oscar Isaac does not look like that guy. Not even close. Not even close.
He doesn't.
We've got to the point where looks are secondary to the comics, which is like fine, because if I wanted to go into a movie and see exactly what I've read, there's no point in me going to that movie, right? I've already read it. I know exactly what's going to happen. Whereas the MCU is taking bits and pieces from so many different stories. Like you take the Age of Ultron movie, it's not the Age of Ultron storyline, right?
Oh, not even close.
But that's the point. You want something fresh to separate from the comics. Thor in the movies is not Thor in the comics at all. And personally, I'm not a big Thor in the comics fan. So I like Chris Hemsworth. But I think actors now, the MCU has become such a high caliber of money that Oscar Isaac's done so many comic book roles. But they have that, what's the word?
Pizzazz.
They're able to take a risk with these characters because
Oh,
these
I
actors
get
are
what you
like,
mean.
I want this much money for this role because I'm this big, and the MCU is like, all right, we're gonna bring in $1 billion so we can give you this.
I get what you mean.
They're at a point where they can get Oscar-worthy actors.
I
Oscar
think
winners.
it feels at this point like watching these trailers or when the news comes out, it feels like they're just trying to push out so much. It feels like they're trying to push for an Oscar, really. It feels like they're just trying to hire on all these big name actors to maybe win an Oscar. And that might not be the plan at all. But the way they've just been like pushing out shit.
I agree. The MCU has flooded the market.
Oh, very much.
It's insane.
I don't think that that's what's wrong with Hollywood. I think it's something different. I think it's a contributor to why Hollywood has changed. But I don't think that's what's wrong with Hollywood.
So why did you think Hollywood's changed?
I believe that it is streaming because but it's streaming and comic book movies, but they're tied together for me. See, like, no doubt comic book movies have ran the market for the past almost 15 years, right? But because of that, everyone's only going to see those. And then streaming gets really big, say like 2012, right? And then so on. And then on streaming, you get all of these like low budget movies, things that you would go to the theaters to see before, like your Judd Apatow comedies, right? Your romantic comedies, your romance movies, your horror movies. All of these get thrown onto streaming because it's not a spectacle to see in the theater. You go to Marvel movies, DC movies, you go to Star Wars because that's something you want to see on a big screen because it is that visual medium. Yeah. Whereas you go to streaming, there's nothing like special about watching a rom-com on a big screen. Like you get the same effect if you're watching it on like a 50-inch TV, right? So I think MCU movies, we'll just say them because they run everything. They have pushed the medium to change, and I think big directors hate it because no one's going to see their movies anymore. Mm-hmm. Because their movies, I'll say Scorsese. Scorsese is an amazing director. He's one of the best. But if you're watching The Irishman, there's nothing there that you want to see on screen. I'm not on a big screen, you know what I mean?
Oh, I was like,
it's a good looking movie, but it's not like what separates this visually from anything else. This isn't an experience, this is a story. I can get the same effect at home.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like this is where comic books changed Hollywood, is because let's take a movie like Harry Met Sally or like The Heathers, because I was talking about it yesterday. Those movies aren't the biggest budgets, but there's something to them, like
Yeah.
the twist in them, the story. It's wild, and that's why studios would give them more money to make these films. Like, I want you to really put it in there. That's why Heathers had such a big budget for all those explosions and stuff. If you haven't seen Heathers, the movie came out fucking 30 years ago. So I feel like now Hollywood is so focused on, like, if I think this is the best way to explain it. Let's take Michael B. Jordan, okay? He's right here, boom, free agent. This movie over here is like an action superhero movie, kind of like a James Bond thing, and over here is a superhero movie. These companies are going to come to him, right? MCU is just going to automatically offering him more money, and he's going to be like, comic book hero, and I get to make this amount of money? Fuck this movie, right? And imagine this movie could have been so good, but since this movie doesn't have the budget that the MCU has, because it's built such a huge company, they're already at a disadvantage. But I also agree wholeheartedly with the streaming thing, is like, I feel like that's one of the main reasons why, oh my God, what movie flopped this year in the theaters? Amsterdam, movies like that. Movies that flop in the theater, but fucking no one wants. But movies that flopped in the theater that could have been so much better, people just wait till streaming, or people are like, I can wait a month.
Amsterdam, like, everyone agrees that it sucks. I haven't seen it, but like all the reviews say it sucks. But that's a movie that could have easily been released on Hulu, and
done.
It's nothing special about seeing that in theaters, you know. And it sucks
like
because you take something like
Nolan movie comes out.
That's different, though.
Nolan makes a visual spectacle movie. You wouldn't want to watch Interstellar on your couch. Interstellar is something that you would want to watch in IMAX. Same thing with Inception. You're going to want to watch Oppenheimer.
It's different though, because you finish.
You take Scorsese. Scorsese, he makes mafia gangster movies, right? And that kind of thing, great movies. But there's nothing special about the experience of sitting in the theater watching a Scorsese movie. Not anymore.
Are you getting at that, like, no one wants to watch? Are you trying to, like, say that, like, because from what you've explained, like Scorsese, Judd Apatow, people like that, like, they make realistic fiction. Like, most of their stuff is very realistic and happens, but it's kind of fake elements. Whereas, like, Interstellar is very fake, right? And then most of these comic book viewers are very fake. You're saying it feels like you're trying to say that, like, more people want to go watch stuff that isn't actually happening because you can add so much more stuff to it. Like, you can add the explosions and the shit like that.
What I'm saying is, we'll take Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer is based off of a true story, and it's going to be a spectacle because it is about the invention of the atom bomb, right?
Or is it because it's Nolan?
Both.
Nolan has that name to him, but the way you know how Nolan does action, you watch Tenet, you would want to see that building fall down and then get rebuilt in theaters. And that sound design that he always has. You have Hans Zimmer playing with him. But when you take Oppenheimer, yeah, it's a real story, but you're going to have that, you know, literally nuclear testing, and you know how Nolan does visuals. That's something you want to see on a big screen. But if you also take his film like The Prestige, The Prestige isn't a visual movie. That's not something that you need to see in a massive theater. Right. So I think it's a matter of the story that's being told.
Yeah.
But I also think you could probably say that exact same argument for the MCU. The MCU has movies that are spectacles.
Yeah.
Like Endgame, everyone and their mother should have went and saw that in theaters. That's a one-in-a-lifetime thing.
Right.
But I could give a shit about watching Ant-Man in theaters.
Right.
I don't think that's a spectacle. But I think purely based off the fact that the MCU is taking in so much revenue and taking in so many fans that they will live on top. The only reasons that I think that theaters are running okay today is because of Marvel movies.
Very much
so without the MCU, I feel like Hollywood would start a fast decline because of how much it takes.
Yeah.
But I also feel like Marvel or just the MCU in general is they're going on this path of like, let's get as many famous actors as we can. Let's make as many movies as we can. Let's make as much money as we can so we can own as much things as we can. Which is like, I guess it's a good way if you want to build a legendary company. But I feel like it's deteriorating and it's taking away from the fact it's like, okay, well, what happened to casting movies?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what happened to having a casting call? What happened to looking and being like, I don't like this part of the script, let's change it. But they like write a script twice or three times and they go, okay, this is as close as we're gonna get it. And that
I
it also brings up the fact that like I get pissed off when comic book fans say like this is comic book accurate, but they're also like the movie was good and it looked good and the acting was good, so I'm fine with it. I'm like, I can't find I can't find where that like matches up and makes sense to me. So it's also the fans for me that kind of piss me off with this whole argument. Because it's like you guys want completely accurate stuff, but when you guys don't get it, or when someone doesn't play a character right, you guys are still fine with it. Like She-Hulk, I heard was pretty ass, but people are like, it's good enough. Like it's better than these, this, and this.
No, see, MCU fans are either worse or on par with Star Wars fans.
Let's go, Matthew.
They suck. MCU fans are never happy with what they get. You watched Wakanda Forever, and you thought it was great. MCU fans thought it was great, but they always complain that, they made Shuri Black Panther because she's a woman. They are... MCU fans are never happy. That's what I'm saying. MCU fans are never happy no matter what.
With that.
Never happy.
I think about it like this. I think it's the hardcore, like, non-comic book reading MCU fans, because you guys know when I watch a Marvel movie, I can explain why I think it's butt cheeks, but I can also find the good in it.
Yeah.
Hardcore non-comic book reading MCU fans are like, oh, that didn't happen in the comics, but it was still good to me because I didn't fucking read it. Like, is She-Hulk like that in the comics? A little bit, but not entirely.
That's exactly how
she's way more. She's way more sexualized in the comics than she is in the show.
Oh
yeah, but it's like it's a kids franchise technically.
Well,
but
yeah, what's your point?
MCU fans suck because you take Thor: Love and Thunder, you bring Jane Foster in as Thor, right? That movie sucks. Jane Foster was great, but all the people in comments about trailers or posters, they're sitting there like, "Oh yeah, because bringing in a girl Thor worked so well in the comics." Even though Jane Foster as Thor was like the best-selling comic book for like those 3 years that it happened. MCU fans complain about everything without even doing anything to see.
They don't do the research, but before they start saying something.
So I think fandom is ruining. Fandom is almost ruining theaters.
I feel like that can go for any fandom too, because even with Star Wars at this point, they gatekeep shit so fucking much. They've bullied people off of social media because they didn't like the performance and the character.
I'm not like that. I'm not one of these.
No, he's like,
I am not a Star Wars fan.
I swear. But
when was the last time you saw an entire Star Wars fandom happy?
Never. Probably when the original trilogy came out in the 70s and 80s. Maybe.
Yeah,
I wasn't there, obviously, so I don't know. But
when the
I also wanted to bring up
came out and everybody loved the prequels.
Shut the fuck up.
It's not even just the fandom for me as well. It's also like Hollywood as a whole. If I was a director, right, which that's the goal, and 2 production studios came to me and said, "Hey, man, I have this really, it's kind of a drama, kind of a romance between 2 lovers. They end up fighting, you know, it turns into a murder, blah blah blah, whatever the case may be. I want to pay you $3 million to come direct this. I want you." Or Marvel goes, "Hey, man, I want you to come direct one of my shows. We'll pay you $35 million, but it's just the one show, and you just come and direct it one day." You're gonna take the $35 million because it's more, and I think that's where most directors, and not just directors, most people that come and work on these shows is they see those zeros, and when they see those 6, 7, 8 figure checks, they're like, "Oh yeah, I just got to stick with this Marvel route. oh, I could just write for this forever, and they don't get the experience of going out and doing other things. And the only reason I bring that up is because Quentin was talking about it. He was like, "There's so many writers that I love that they're just sticking to this whole Marvel thing, which is fine because they're making a lot of money, but it's like they're not expanding their horizons, their ability to actually write good stuff." Like, I would honestly, I would rather take this one simply because I think that it'd be more entertaining for myself. Even though this one pays so much more money, I wouldn't have fun making it.
Right.
And like, it would probably look cool as hell because all Marvel content looks dope as fuck. That's the one thing that they will always get. Is I think that all their content looks cool. Character design, set design. It's never gonna look weird, boring. And I think that's another thing that it makes it so appealing. Like, I'm about to go make this dope ass fucking superhero movie. So I'm in the air about it because I don't have a hate for Marvel. I actually love what they're doing. I just feel like they're taking the fun away from, like, they're just casting anyone and anything that they could cast. It's like, if you're gonna have Sylvester Stallone in a movie, give him a good role, not some weird ass Ravager. That's like some weird ass side character, you know.
But I think
it
about
just
it like
looks
this,
weird to me on the screen.
I think about it like this: he played no important part in that movie besides the scenes he was in. He did not need to be expanded upon from that, and so that's what made his character good. He was not the selling point of that movie. I don't think a lot of these MCU characters or actors are this. A lot of the time, side characters aren't the selling point of the movie. The main character, like the fucking what's his nuts, in Wakanda Forever. Just the poster alone, you're going to watch it because of who it's for.
Namor.
Not Namor. Chadwick.
For Chadwick, yeah.
All right, Matthew.
Well, I was thinking of the poster, and I was like, I don't see Chadwick.
Matthew's racist, confirmed.
Well, and
is Chadwick in the poster though?
No, I'm saying it because it's the memorial for his character and himself.
Yeah.
You go for that sentimental value. If that movie didn't have it, I feel like it would be a successful movie, but it wouldn't have the same emotion for the characters in the movie. So
we talked about this already, Miles. We talked about this over break.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah, but I think it's just like, but. And I know you guys have seen this too. Most actors these days are like, I'd love to be in the MCU. I'd love to be in a superhero movie. But who wouldn't? I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I would love to. You know what I'm saying? I'm in their boat. But Sylvester Stallone is a movie star. You know what I mean? Like, he is a movie star, and he was just a Ravager. Like, I'm like, that's Sylvester Stallone. Use into the ability I know he can. He might be hard to work with. I
think about it like this, though, is that the older action stars from like the 80s and 90s are so fucking old now. A lot of them don't know how to act anymore. And so they're just going paycheck to paycheck.
What?
I'm also saying
Bruce Willis.
Well, Bruce Willis is old as shit.
All right, buddy. That's not cool.
Prior to the mental stuff, what about Sylvester?
Yeah.
What about
Bruce Willis? Can't act.
He couldn't act to begin with.
You seen Rocky?
Die Hard is great.
It is not that great.
Die Hard is not that good.
Oh my god! I'm talking to amateurs.
It's not amateur. It's pure opinion.
Miles hates old people.
What's his name?
Die Hard.
Who else was it?
Amazing.
Not Sylvester. What's the other guy's name? Arnold.
Dolph Lundgren. Arnold.
Okay, but I'd like to make a counter argument. I would like to make a counter argument. It's not just Marvel because
it's definitely not.
Dave Bautista was in Blade Runner 2049 for 10 minutes and he dies. So, like, I get the counter argument. It's like, it's just not Marvel, but I feel like Marvel, they have so much more potential with with the amount of people they can get.
Mm-hmm.
Like, any actor in Hollywood, if they were like, would you be in a Marvel movie? They're gonna say yes. So Marvel could 1000% work with that, but I feel like they use the actors that they get, just not to the potential that they could. Like Sylvester Stallone, maybe that's a bad example. Maybe Sylvester Stallone is a little washed up and he is old as shit, can't speak right. But he could have.
We don't hate Sylvester Stallone, okay?
We don't.
This is purely for the argument value.
I love the Philadelphia fans.
Show.
I love Philadelphia.
No, but I've heard
Sylvester Stallone. No,
Yeah.
I heard it was pretty good though.
Samaritan.
Oh,
It's
no,
yeah.
not that. That was
garbage.
ass.
Yeah, the one
That was
with
a movie.
what's
his show
yeah.
where he's like
Is it a
a
movie?
mafia boss in like the Midwest.
No. What's that? What is it? The show that has the kid from Euphoria, right?
That was
that's
the Samaritan.
It's a movie.
That's the Samaritan. Oh, that's
apparently
the one I heard about.
No,
I
his
didn't know
show
that
that
was a
came out is apparently pretty good.
I thought it was a show.
No,
No,
it's a
that
straight
was
up
a movie.
It's a
and it was
for
Prime.
Amazon Prime. No
Oh,
wonder, dude.
okay.
Prime is a very hit and miss, like with their movies, but the TV shows are great.
Yeah, Prime.
Yeah, they got the
And I
boys.
think that also comes back. It's like streaming. But I feel like I also feel like streaming services nowadays, like there's only a handful of them that are popping.
Yeah.
Like Netflix, it's still popping because it's been popular for years, but it's
Things in
falling
COVID.
back quickly. Prime, it's not that successful. No one watches Showtime.
All right. Disney
No
Plus
one watches
is
fucking Showtime.
I use Showtime to watch A24 movies because that's all they have.
Yeah.
Plus, I
Apple
get it
TV
in a bundle, so I don't have to pay anything.
Apple TV, it's popping, but it's for literally only people with Apple TV, which I'm on iPhone and I don't even have Apple TV.
It's only Ted Lasso. That's the only thing
No,
that
I
I've
know
ever
the
watched.
I know the
I've heard a
Succession
couple
is really
good
good. I
things
know
on there,
Yellow
yeah.
Jackets is really good.
I've heard there's other things, but like, are people watching them? No.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Ted Lasso is
But
being watched.
But it's only people that are willing to pay for Apple TV.
Yeah.
And let's just go for this for 1 second. If you are on an Android, you're not buying Apple TV.
No.
But
You're
you
not
can,
spending
Because it
unless
has
you
that Apple name
unless
to it.
you really want to watch the one dude from Step Brothers in Succession, then maybe.
Not even close.
Samsung TV.
Yeah, no.
They have that on the phone.
But
It's
then
garbage.
like your
They
HBO
would.
Maxes, your Hulu's popping off.
Yes,
Right.
100%.
Like,
Disney Plus.
Even
Popping off.
Peacock is
No,
pretty
Disney
hold on.
good.
Plus, Peacock is popping off. Exactly.
I think
Peacock's
about it like
popping off because of The Office and all the other shows like that.
I think
Right,
about it like
but
right
they
now.
put
about it
that
like
thing
this,
there
man.
to drag you, to bring you in, and then
Is
bam,
that-
they give you good content.
I think about it like this: HBO Max and Hulu are probably the best ones now. Disney Plus has become this weird sanctuary for like children's programming, and so as a really good no, I can't say a diehard MCU fan, but I'll say it, diehard MCU fan. I've struggled watching some of their content recently.
Yeah.
Wakanda Forever
Think
is like
about it.
probably the only one that I didn't struggle with. Like I struggled watching Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special last night. It was good, but I struggled. Fucking She-Hulk, I struggled.
sucks.
Miss Marvel, I struggled. So it's just they need to push out less content, focus on quality and not quantity. Their only reasoning
That's what
was
I was
because
gonna
of
bring up.
2020 being COVID season, and so they couldn't push anything out. And so, like, yeah, that's a reason, but you don't got to push us 20 pieces of content per year.
Yeah, because they already had like what 6 shows drop this year.
Dude, just from the beginning of 2021 to
Moon
now, I'm
Knight.
pretty sure they had
Moon Knight,
like,
She-Hulk,
well-
Miss Marvel. That's 3.
And then for Star Wars, they had
WandaVision.
Obi-Wan.
I am Groot.
Well, no, that wasn't this year. That wasn't this year.
I'm
man.
t-
I'm talking purely from when they started Phase 4 to now. They have
Phase
more
4 is-
projects.
Oh yeah,
They have more projects out right now than they do the entirety of Phase 3.
yeah, that's insane.
1, 2, 3.
My point is that they pushed out so much stuff that, yes, in the beginning they were kind of good. Like, I liked WandaVision. I somewhat liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I loved Loki.
Loki
But after
was
that,
great.
it was kind of like up and down depending on what you watch. Like, I fucking hated Eternals. It was
Eternals,
boring.
Yeah, all right. Moon Knight Fire.
That is exactly what I was saying when I was saying that they're wasting these people's potential. Like Hawkeye, I haven't heard much on Hawkeye since it dropped, and Haley Steinfeld was apparently pretty good in that. But I'm like, but where it could have been better to show that she was really good in it, because the show's got to have a lot of potential for me to want to watch it. You know.
I think about it like this,
And, like,
Garrett.
One,
is that-
Hawkeye's not a character that most people want to watch, anyways.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Unless you're me.
You know what I mean?
I'm weirdly a big Hawkeye fan.
You're 1 in 4 million people, Ben.
I know.
But Garrett, I think about it like this: is that in the show, Haley Steinfeld, they have said like me and Ben have obviously watched Hawkeye, and yes, Jeremy Renner is good in it, but Haley Steinfeld stood out with Florence Pugh because they
Yes.
stole the roles they were in.
Of course. And I
It's
And so
agree with that.
and so they showed that,
It's
and so they
also
and so they showed that, and so I'm like, I was confused when you were talking about like the potential, because they showed their potential
Well,
through the characters,
no,
and
this
they
is
succeeded
what I
that.
mean by potential. This is what I mean by potential. And I don't give a fuck. Any Marvel fan, you can come for my throat. I got thick ass skin. Brie Larson is fucking ass as Captain Marvel. Haley Steinfeld
that's a
could have.
unanimous thing.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is, Haley Steinfeld could have played that role better. That's what I mean by potential. Is they're giving actors that can act so well. Any character, they're giving them these like low budget, small shows. You can play Hot Girl
so
or
Hawkeye
Hawkeye,
was
whatever
just
her
meant to
name
set
is.
her
My bad.
character up to take over for Jeremy Renner because Jeremy Renner didn't want to play Hawkeye even after the original Avengers movie.
But my thing is what has Hawkeye even had in the MCU?
He saved like
Just
all of the Avengers
he-
movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the heart. Okay.
He's the heart of
He's
the
the
Avengers.
heart of the original team. But I have a point about actors, okay? I think the reason these actors take these superhero roles and not these lower budget movies, it's because they take them, they make a name for themselves. You take Florence Pugh, before she was in Black Widow, she had a few movies. She did that one wrestling movie with The Rock and some other stuff. And everyone's like, yeah, she's good. But then you put her in Black Widow and everyone's like, whoa, who's this Florence Pugh? So now you get to every single movie afterwards and they're like,
watch back.
yo, I'm going to go watch Florence Pugh.
Is that because of the acting or is that because of her looks? Honestly.
Yes.
Acting.
Her acting. Dude, she is the best part of Black Widow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying because I know
It
a
was
lot of
real
people
to
were saying
me.
like after Black Widow dropped, TikTok and Instagram was popping and saying, "Yo, this Florence Pugh girl is hella bad." So that's where I was coming from. But like my also thing is like
that's just TikTok.
but what about the Timothy Chalamets of the world? Timothy Chalamet's never been in a superhero movie, and look at the name he's made for himself.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling doesn't even do sequels. Look at the name he's made for himself.
Okay, Ryan
Just 'cause
Gosling,
he's hot.
I feel weird about because he was up for the role of Batman. He's like, nah, I don't do sequels. But now he's sitting there like, yeah, I would join the MCU. I want to play Ghost Rider. What?
But he would never do a sequel to a Ghost Rider movie.
Batman, but he would take Ghost Rider?
Well, but listen, but it makes sense if he doesn't want to do a sequel. There hasn't. At least I don't know
if they're gonna cast a
sequel.
Ghost Rider, if they're gonna cast a Ghost Rider, dude, he's gonna get a sequel. It's
Yeah.
just a
And
known fact.
knowing
Ghost
Ryan
Rider is one of the
Gosling, he'll
most
probably have
like
casted.
he's probably one of the cooler characters of
Bro.
Marvel, and
Let's
so you're
not
gonna give
forget,
him a
he's
sequel.
in
One of the
sequel.
coolest and strongest.
Let's not forget Ryan
one of
Gosling's
the
in a
coolest and
sequel,
strongest.
okay?
No, okay, but hold
No,
on. He wasn't in
Splinter
the
2049.
original one.
He's not
He
in
just doesn't
the
do sequels
original.
to himself.
Yeah, he
course.
doesn't do sequels
why-
to the movies he's been in.
Apparently. I
That's
feel
why
like
there
he's
wasn't a
changing
Nice
his
Guys
mind on
too.
that.
Well, I
He's
think so
changing his
too.
mind on that.
Well, because I don't think Nice
Especially
Guys
since
needed.
Ghost
I
Rider's
don't think Nice Guys needed a second movie. It ended
No.
very well.
Oh, it didn't need a
sequel.
sequel. Well,
He doesn't
well,
need
all
it,
I
but
know
it'd
is
be
like
fun as hell.
it was in talks of getting a sequel, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." So it got scrapped right there. Which is a
Drive
great
doesn't
decision.
need a sequel. Yeah.
But that's my thing. Is like, I get what you mean. They make a name for themselves, but I kind of feel like it's the easy way to get it. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
but
Florence-
that's the business. You got to get lucky.
Yeah. Oh, I know you have to get lucky, but that's why I brought up like Timothy Chalamet. He was doing nothing but indies for a while, and he was in that shitty ass movie Little Women, which apparently people actually enjoy. But and he's made quite a name for himself. Like
But
he's getting a 4-part movie
Kenny's
series.
always
So.
grinding on that shit, you know? He
Well,
always
yeah.
has something he's working on. And then let's be honest, women fucking love Timothy Chalamet and they're gonna push him as far as they can.
What about
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega? Jenna Ortega.
Oh, yes.
Jenna Ortega is
Great
the
acting.
female equivalent of Timothy Chalamet. Right,
But
Matthew?
you gotta, but you gotta think about it like this though too. She was already under the Disney radar when that stuff came about, and so she was already a child actress. And so when she came of like to be in Scream or something, they already have seen her do good in stuff like that, and so they brought her in because of that.
I feel like her breakout role was Babysitter Killer Queen.
No.
That was like
No, not
her
even
first
close.
like serious role, maybe.
I think her
Yeah, I feel
breakout
like
was
it was
probably.
Iron Man 3.
Stuck
I
in the
think
middle,
her breakout was probably the Fallout because they filmed the Fallout in 2017.
No,
Yeah, I was watching that. Like, I was watching
did
that
not.
Jenna Ortega answers answers web questions, and she said
Oh,
they filmed
really?
it in 2017. Yeah.
Hmm.
And they just came out in 2019 or 2020.
But she's
wherever
also
it came.
just like in so many projects this year that has
Yeah.
just thrown her to the forefront. Like Scream, X, the Fallout,
Wednesday.
She's having a year.
Yeah.
So I think it's a matter of if you're going to be in one project that makes so much money, your name's going to get thrown through. If you're making 17 projects, you're going to flood the market and you're going to get thrown through, right?
It's literally just like the grind versus like the amount of money. Because you can grind it, like we can grind, like say right now, we can grind out like 17 videos on TikTok. Or we can, for a different analogy, we can do that, or we can make really good
subtle plug,
like very little but very good, videos that are like, oh, that's actually quite interesting. So it's like it depends on how you're going after it. It's like you want to make a really good,
high,
or do you just want to get a lot of money through that, and then get your name out there that way to make it easy to make yourself a well-known person? Or grind out several projects for the last 4 years, probably something close to that. So it just depends on how you want to go after it. Like Timothée Chalamet, obviously, you say his breakout role was what? Little Women?
Call You by My Name.
Call Me by Your Name. So,
Call Me by Your Name.
And then after that, it was probably Little Women. Like people loved him in that. Apparently, I didn't fucking watch
The King.
it. The King.
No, it was probably he had more stuff come out before that. Little Women only came out with 2020.
No,
2020.
no. I swear to God, it came out like 2019.
Little Women came out 2019.
Yeah, I'm like,
1 year.
He's also in Interstellar.
He
is in Interstellar.
Yeah.
But I think about it like this though, is that people, if you grind out your shit, then you can make a name for yourself that way, which is what a lot of people in Hollywood have done before. That's typically how they got famous, because there wasn't streaming and like the MCU at that point. So you just got to look at it like that. My foot.
So I was just reading that. I was reading what Tarantino actually said, just because I wanted to see maybe I got his point around. Same thing. He just was saying that like Marvel movies are the only things being made, which that's just completely false. That's just straight
false.
lies.
But it's the one that's
only
being pushed
thing that
out
people
the
are
most.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's also a factor that there's no like top tier Hollywood movies coming out. It's just strictly sequels or reboots, or if there is an original movie, it's either 1, not being received well, 2, flying way under the radar, or 3, just pure ass. I've never seen Where the Crawdads Sing, but apparently it's flying under people's radars. I watched Lightyear. It's okay. And I've seen some pretty ass movies this year.
Okay, I got a question coming from Tarantino. He said that we are living in the worst era of Hollywood. Do you guys agree?
No.
Yes.
Matthew?
Yeah, it's iffy.
Yes.
No?
I think so.
No, not at all.
It could be better, but yes.
I think 100%.
It's not bad.
I think the 70s alone was pure original content, and the movies that coming out were insane. We had Star Wars come out for the first time. You had The Godfather came out that year, 74. But like 70s were popping. I think the 80s did really well. I don't know if we're in the worst. Actually, I wouldn't say the worst, but I wouldn't say the best.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's the best. I'm not saying it's the worst I've ever seen throughout the history.
That's the thing is like I'm not gonna say it's the worst because there's some fucking great movies that come out, and I also don't know like what are we considering the generation, because like are we breaking up the 2000s within the 2010s?
I think
you know what I mean.
By decade, I think within the last 10 years,
different.
we've gotten some of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, also
Blade Runner 2049, Whiplash, stuff like that. That's phenomenal. But we also get Iron
Man 2.
Iron Man 2
yes.
was alright.
The rest of the Transformers,
Iron Man 3 is
Ninja
better.
Turtles come out. Those were good.
Exactly. We get that kind of stuff.
We got
I was gonna say Cocaine Bear, but I'm on board for Cocaine Bear.
But I also think about it like this though, is that Quentin has made such a, like all these other directors who were saying this stuff about how this is like the worst era for movies. They are making movies for like if it were the 90s or like the
We have
80s or
15 minutes.
whatever.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
Also, well, my thing is also, I think it's purely on our generation too.
possibly.
Like our generation is just very soft, very soft.
Not us for
Anything.
stuff.
Like I was just talking to Matthew about this the other day. This has nothing to do with it, but this girl broke up with her boyfriend. He went and made it with another girl 3 days later. Believe that what you will, whatever. People wanted to cancel him, which is dumb as fuck. That's just it. That our generation is soft. So like, if Kill Bill got made today, if Django got made today, no one is going. No, they'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Exactly. So I think that's where they're coming from. Is like they can't really make the stuff they want to make anymore because the generation is just going to want to shut it down. If Tarantino says, "Hey, I have this movie coming out. It's called Inglourious Bastards. It has things Nazis, blah blah blah." It's very it's going to be a hard thing to watch, right? Blah blah whatever. Nowadays, most people would be like, "Fuck that. We're boycotting that." Right? But when it came out, everyone really liked it because they put aside that and they appreciate it as a movie and they're like, we can understand that. But I feel like nowadays people are soft that they don't want to see original content like that, which makes writing sequels and reboots like one of the only forms of content, unless you're a Marvel movie or unless you're a big name director. You know,
I
like
think it's
I
weird
talked to
because
you guys
like
about this last year.
I think it's weird that like Quentin and a couple other directors like, oh, I won't ever do a superhero movie, and then they're like people on the same level as them, like Steven Spielberg and Christopher Nolan are having lunch with DC about making a movie for them.
Whether it be superhero or not, though, Matthew.
Yeah.
Oh, you said DC?
But
no,
I
it was
thought you said Warner
DC.
Brothers.
Yeah.
I thought you said Warner
No,
Brothers.
they
for
had
dumbass
lunch
reasons.
with the DC head
Right.
before James Gunn.
But also Quentin Tarantino isn't talking about all directors. He's talking about just himself.
Yeah.
But I think about like this
So,
too. He made
it's-
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 3 years ago, and
Yeah.
that was financially successful, and there was a really weird watch. It was about the Manson family, so
Yeah.
it's not a really
But the thing is
sensitive subject.
I feel like most people didn't know that was about the Manson movie or about the Manson.
No,
movies.
I think just before that movie came out, it got a lot of flack because they knew that Quentin tends to rewrite history in his movies. So they felt weird about, honestly, I felt a little weird about it too, of him rewriting or going to rewrite the horrific real world murders of these people. I mean, it's the same thing I felt when I watched yesterday about what if the Beatles never existed and then they brought back John Lennon. I felt weird about that.
So did I.
Well,
when you have
but I think about
living Beatles.
I think about it like this too, though. In that movie, it was accepted because of what they were doing with John Lennon in the movie. It's not as if they brought him back to just bring him back. They brought him back.
That's not how it felt.
I guess I must have just watched it having a different mindset because I thought very differently.
Like, I get what Ben's saying. Like, when I watched it, it was weird to me because I was like, you could have used Paul or Ringo and it wouldn't have looked as weird.
You could have had the real living actor or people.
Yeah. But I also understand what Miles is saying as well.
Yeah. I think
I don't know.
The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that was weird because those murders are horrible and are so rooted in like our American history. But you take Inglourious Bastards, no one cares if you're rewriting how Hitler dies. They
Not
made
at
his
all.
death so fucking brutal. Who's gonna get mad at that? Right? Oh, fuck, I just ran over my toe.
Yeah, it's just based off of your preference on how you're perceiving the movie as you're watching it. Because again, once I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for the first time, I thought it was an interesting movie. I didn't know the full extent of what the Manson family did until I looked it up afterwards. And so my mindset after that was, yes, it is a little messed up to portray these people as living again, but I feel like at the same time, he brought them back. I don't know how to explain it because I was reading this the other day about it, and it's like he brought them back because of some other reason. I honestly can't remember, but I get where you're coming from, Ben. It's a little like messed up.
I don't think this
All right,
generation is.
I don't think they got.
softer.
Did they get permission from the family for that movie?
No,
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why it's a little weird then.
which is weird. But I just want to end with I don't think this generation is softer when it comes to content. I think our generation is more vocal about what's making them uncomfortable in the content because we have these
Agreed.
platforms of I can just pop on my phone and say,
Yeah,
"Hey, I
social
didn't like this
media.
because of this." Whereas before, you go to the '70s, you just have the people that are in the theater and like, "Oh, that made me feel weird," you know. That's
I
it.
agree. I'd agree with that. Yeah. All right. Well, in what's the word I'm looking for? In the sense of
In other
time.
words.
In other words, in the sense of time, we have to move on. But if you would like for us to talk about this more, because I really enjoyed the conversation,
Yeah.
let us know. Let us know. We'll post a little bit of this probably on TikTok, but let's splice over to the game if we have one.
Yes,
Miles,
we
what do
do.
you got for us What do you got for us this
Smiles.
week?
I got some trivia, movie
gotta be
trivia
short,
for
though.
us. It's only 6 questions.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay, it's
I'll
6
keep-
questions. It's 6 multiple choice
score.
questions. I'll give you guys the question, and you guys just have to answer it based off of what you guys think. Okay, first
Are
question.
you gonna give
What
us,
is
like,
the?
the options too?
That's what multiple choice means, Matthew.
I know, but you didn't say that, so I was a little confused. I'm a little dumb, Miles. You got to remember this.
He said multiple choice.
I know, but he didn't say he was going
All
to
right.
read us like all the options.
That's what multiple choice
Okay.
means, Matthew.
All right,
Hurry up.
we're running around the bush.
I have work.
Okay, first question. What was the first animated feature-length film? A.
I'm
Fantasia.
buzzing in.
Let me read the
No,
fucking
I-
answers,
I'm buzzing
Ben.
in.
Let me finish reading.
Okay.
Fantasia.
No.
B. Snow White. C. Dumbo. D. Steamboat Willie.
I'm buzzing in.
Okay, Ben, and you're claiming you had to buzz in. What's the answer?
It's Snow White.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I knew that too. I fucking said it under my breath, you bitch.
Yeah, he said the question. I was like, all right.
Hey,
That's
real
basic
quick
trivia.
before we go on. If they want to buzz in before, let them finish their answer. But if they get it wrong, they can't answer for the rest of that question.
Sure.
Or
Okay.
if we interrupt someone and buzz in, we lose a point.
Yes. Let's go.
Okay.
keep going.
What is the only X-rated film to win an Oscar for Best Picture? A. Boogie Nights. B. Showgirls. C. Requiem for a Dream. Or D. Midnight Cowboy.
What was the
I wanna
second
say
option?
Requiem. For a
Second
Dream.
option. Second option is Showgirls.
Okay.
I want to say Requiem
You
for
said
a
Requiem
Dream.
for a Dream.
Okay, what do you say, Ben?
I'm gonna go with Boogie Nights.
Garrett?
Showgirls.
Wrong. It is Midnight Cowboy.
Never even heard of it.
It was between Showgirls and the other one because I knew Requiem for a Dream and Boogie Nights did not win one. I knew that for a fact. God
Oh,
damn.
I knew Boogie Nights did not. Yeah.
Here's a pretty easy question, I feel like. What year did Marty, Doc, and Jennifer travel to in Back to the Future Part 2? A.
Buzzing in.
2020.
Yeah.
Ben?
Oh, I know it.
Yeah, it's easy.
Do you just want to say the answers then? Both of you guys just say the answers.
2015.
2015.
Wait, you said Back in Time?
No,
Did you
I
say
said
Back
Back
in
to the
Time or-
Future Part 2.
Oh, I thought you said Part 1.
Fuck
That's
you,
on me.
man. That's a 2015, bitch.
Yes, sir.
I like the fact that you all have 1
I'm
point.
not gonna lie. I didn't
I
know
have
the answer
two.
until I thought about the Cubs. No,
I
you
have two.
don't.
Yes, I do.
When do you
Snow
have
White
when do
and
you have
that.
2? Oh, I
You
get.
didn't say
Okay.
Snow
Ben
White, I
said
did.
Snow White.
Yeah, Ben said Snow White.
He
We all
buzzed in
did.
first. He buzzed in.
It's a matter if you buzz in or not,
These
or if
points
you
are
just.
skewed. These points are skewed because you just gave Matthew and Garrett a point, and we
No,
didn't
I
give
don't want-
everyone a.
I don't want the 2015 point. Matthew got it first.
Sure, Matthew, you get the point. Look at that.
Yeah.
Garrett, 0 points. You suck.
Yeah, but I got it right. I got the last 3 right. Or 2 right.
Yes, technically, if you want to go based off of that, yes, you did.
I'm ashamed. It's my favorite movie.
What musical based off of Romeo and Juliet won an Oscar? A. West Side Story. 2 or B. Grease. C. Sound of Music or D. The Wizard of Oz. Ben?
West Side Story.
Look at that, boys. Ben's smart.
I didn't know if it was that or Grease.
Yeah, I was gonna
Don't
say.
you remember on the bus ride to Seattle? I finished the movie like it's fucking Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the name of the skyscraper in Die Hard? A. Fox Tower. B. Suzuki Tower. C. Yamamoto Plaza. Or D. Nakatomi Plaza.
Nakatomi Plaza. D.
Look at that. Garrett's point on the board.
Yeah,
I remember they say
gonna say that,
Nakatomi,
but
come
I
in.
didn't remember.
Okay, final question. Which science fiction classic stars Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor? A. Alien. What, Ben? Oh my God, you guys are all Terminator. Whoopie doo. Ben won.
Sarah Connor.
Ah! At first, he was
I
saying
would-
Linda
damn it.
Cardellini, and I was like, "Who? What?"
Yeah, I was
Scooby-Doo.
staring. I was staring at the last name Connor as I was reading the name. I'm like, oh shit, I can't read.
Did you say Linda Carter?
I almost did,
Oh,
but I
thought he
backtracked and
almost
said Linda
Scooby-Doo.
Hamilton.
I thought he even said Linda Cardellini for a second all the way through.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Oh, Scooby-Doo?
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for watching again. This is another episode of the Dorms Podcast. Again, just trust us. We hope that you guys enjoy these podcasts a whole lot more because we really put the time and the effort to make these better now. Not for only us, but also for you guys to watch because we want this to be very collaborative, interactive. Which means, please leave a comment on the Spotify. Go to the
Actually,
YouTube and watch it. Listen
all
there.
the way through.
Yes, please, all the way through. If you watch all the way through, comment a green frog so we know. But also, go follow us on the social medias. We would really appreciate it. It only helps us grow more, and it only helps you guys get to see way better content. We have so much planned for the future. You guys understand. You just have to trust the process. Have to trust us.
Have to wait.
Leaving that there. Have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy it. Live it up. It's gonna be awesome. Until then, we'll see you later. Have a good one.